But yeah, there's a conjuring that's going on.
There's an Annabelle doll in this computer making Carson rise up.
It's the IDP Show, now you know.
Welcome to the IDP Show. I'm your host, Josh Framer, joined in the Socheck tonight, Adam Markham, Bobby Reynolds, and joining us from north of the border, it is PFF's finest, Jon Macri. Jon, welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
I am doing great. I appreciate you guys having me back on. I'm always excited and, honored to come back on the show with you guys and talk some football. And what better time, right? Preseason. I mean, this is where, we're really, it was fantasy draft season, more importantly, but preseason, just unlocking some of the usage and hints at what these teams are going to look like throughout the regular season. It's an exciting time of year for sure.
It is. You and Adam just did the Dark Horse.
Yes.
LB1, Edge 1, CB1, all the positions.
Lots of views, and they're climbing every second.
Lots of views, absolutely.
3 digits as far as the likes go. So it's me and Jon are feeling good about ourselves.
They call that the atom bump for sure.
Sure.
The atom bomb coming in.
Numbers are all that matter.
Detonating on PFF. But yeah, Bobo, have you been enjoying the preseason action?
Not at all.
Not at all. Hey, your boy Matt Stafford back at practice, though.
I did see that.
That's good news.
That's a blessing.
We'll see what happens when he gets, torn in half by Aiden Hutchinson.
Week 2.
Yeah. But for now, the cell phone charger bed that he was laying on appears to have worked.
What is this? Cell phone charger bed?
The Airstream they brought out to training camp with the weird bed that had red light coming out of it.
Aaron Rodgers vibes.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's on a darkness retreat with Rodgers when he got this idea. Connor is still reeling. Shout out Connie.
Yeah.
From the news that Daniel Jones will be the Colts starting quarterback this season.
Yeah.
So
Connie texted me today when I dropped A-Rich for T-Law in VIP.
It's I was gonna say Daniel Jones.
Yeah, it's a tough time. It's we're staring down the barrel of about 4-13, I would say. Definitely bet the under on the Colts, just as like an emotional hedge, but also got some nice juice on that bet. So
maybe Arch though, right?
I mean, if he comes out, I did see today where he was like, I'm just taking it day by day. I don't know where my granddad got that.
Yeah, right. I know he disputed his granddad, so love to see that.
Love to see that. It'll be a race between us and the Saints to get I don't know what the little motto is going to be.
I don't know, man. There's going to be a
Parched
bunch
for
of
Arch
bad teams right this year.
Yeah.
The Browns going to be tough.
I need to trade JT probably.
I think both these guys are going to play. I really do. I think Daniel Jones has been banged up in the past. Neither of these guys are the bastion of health or performance.
What week did Steichen get fired?
Probably like week 8.
This is the year Ballard's probably gone.
They're all gone. It's a new owner. Yeah. Jim Irsay's daughter is the new owner. One of the new owners, I think she's going to clean house. And new quarterback, new coach, new GM.
You going to put a resume in?
Might as well. Apparently, This Is Our Colts guy, mutant kid from Twitter, is going to be the next head coach. So, not feeling great about that.
Who said that now?
That was just a tweet I saw. Who will be the new Colts head coach and mutant guy from the These Are Our Colts.
I saw he had a performance at halftime with the whole backing band and everything.
I would have promptly killed myself if I had been at that game.
It was pretty emotional.
It was pretty emotional, he says.
Yeah.
Well, these are not the preseason takeaways that you guys are here for. You're here to hear us talk about preseason games, training camp, what actually matters. Jon, you've been doing some preseason update videos for PFF over on the YouTubes. So tonight we're kind of remixing some of the takeaways you had from those videos and trying to sort through what matters, what doesn't for this is draft season. As we're looking ahead to the season, teams are actually telling us what they're going to be doing with these players, what their lineups are going to look like. And so tonight we're going to try to sort through it all. So what do you say we just jump right in and talk some linebackers, Jon?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's do it, and let's talk about, boys, do we trust these teams mid-LB2s? Jon, that was something that you really started to hone in on was there are some LB2s emerging for these NFL teams. We talked about it on one of our last episodes that some value that could be extracted in drafts was very much around who are these teams LB2 going to be? And there's some stinkers that are starting to emerge. So, boys, I want you all to kind of ruminate on this. We'll tee Jon up here first. But, Jon, tell me your trust level. how do you feel about these guys? Some of the ones you highlighted: Cedric Gray emerging opposite Cody Barton. There in Tennessee. In Las Vegas, Jermaine Pratt opposite Devin White. Micah McFadden opposite Bobby Okereke for the New York Giants. Denzel Perryman, not Junior Colson, as we all thought, opposite Deion Henley for the Los Angeles Chargers. Addy, Devil, Grin right now. Christian Elliss emerging as the LB2 opposite Robert Spillane. Maybe it's Akeem Davis-Gaither opposite Mac Wilson in Arizona. And then finally, D. Winters is finally here, with him being the LB2 opposite Fred Warner in San Francisco. So, John, these guys are starting to step onto the scene a little bit as the LB2 for their teams. Do we actually trust any of them for IDP?
I think there's some at least worth trusting, right? Like, I think in San Francisco specifically, like, I know they drafted Nick Martin in the 3rd round, right? But right now it looks like Nick Martin is behind even Tatum Bethune, who nobody has ever heard of.
Made up.
Right.
Fictional character.
Yeah. I made the joke that people were asking Tatum Bethune on the preview show or the recap show. Yeah, I know. I
1 star
for my own enjoyment. But D Winters like clearly working as the LB2 there, and it makes sense, right? Even though it's only 1 year of experience in the NFL, it's something that again the NFL coaches just keep coming back to. They want guys who have experience, and D Winters at least for this year probably going to be a reliable starter for us. We've seen the 49ers start 2 full-time linebackers now for several years. That's been a pretty regular deployment for them. So D Winters makes sense for me as somebody that I'd be fine trusting. Outside of that, man, it gets like, it's basically deep league options, right? Like Cedric Gray, even like Tennessee, we don't know exactly what their deployment is going to look like. They changed it from last week when it was James Williams, or at least the first preseason week, I should say. He was working as the LB2 ahead of Gray. This week it was Cedric Gray. So it feels like they're still trying to work out the kinks there of who's going to be the starter. Gray, obviously, is the favorite right now, just based on our most recent information. But outside of that, like even Jermaine Pratt, I don't trust the usage there at all, but based on what they showed us in Vegas this past week. So he wasn't a full-time player. He was the clear LB2, even ahead of Landon Roberts, but Devin White was the only full-time player, which, we'll see how that works out for the Raiders. But Jermaine Pratt was part-time, and he was spending a ton of time on the edge, which we don't love for tackle efficiency purposes. So being non-full-time and getting that kind of deployment, like that just has me out on Jermaine Pratt. And then everybody else, who knows? Like, I mean, Christian Elliss, I think he's, in that spot, but again, probably not a full-time role. Akeem Davis-Gaither, pretty solidified in that LB2 spot, but not a full-time role. Same thing with Micah McFadden. But there was some weirdness with the Giants linebackers this week. So I won't keep rambling. I'll let you kind of get in here.
What was going on there with McFadden getting the dot, staying on when Okereke came off the field? Is this something we should be worried about, or are they just trying tinkering a little bit in the preseason?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like so to walk through it, like basically Bobby O, he came out, he played his usual role on the first drive. Micah McFadden played his usual role on the first drive, and that he was the LB2, and he came off on the lone 3rd and long. Then Okereke, it looked like his day was maybe done after that first drive. So it was Micah McFadden and Darius Moassau who were out there. And then Bobby O came back out when Micah McFadden came out for the 3rd drive, and it was Bobby O and Darius Moassau. Sorry, there was a drive, the second drive. I'm trying to keep it all straight in my head, but the second drive was McFadden and Bobby O, but McFadden was wearing the dot. And Bobby O came off on some 3rd down situations. But there was this weird rotation. When it looked like Bobby Okereke's day was done, and it was Moassau and McFadden out there, they put him out there for one more drive with Moassau when McFadden's day was done. So usually when we see that, that means that, based on the depth chart, we get the starter treatment first. McFadden technically getting the starter treatment first. Plus he had that series with the green dot. Plus there was the series with Okereke where he was not a full-time player. So there was all this kind of stuff that kind of got mixed in to make it seem like Okereke's job is maybe not as solidified as what we think, but it could also be one of those things where the coach came out after the game, Brian Daboll, he said basically he just wanted to get Bobby O back out there because he had only played 15 snaps in the game, and they wanted them to hit a certain threshold. So it could be that. It could be something that we got to keep monitoring here into week 1, but I don't know. It's a really weird situation. And at the very least, adds some risk to Bobby Okereke right now. So I moved him basically to the bottom of all the full-time linebackers in my rankings.
Yeah, it's the fallacy of rational coaching, Eddie, that we think these coaches are going to do the right thing and spell it out for us and be rational with their lineup decisions in the preseason. We'll see how it goes. I'm just hoping we don't have a Foye situation on our hand here where he's playing 80% of the snaps out of the blue. You mentioned Micah McFadden on a recent episode we did, kind of his future post-New York. But I want to start Christian Elliss. You called it. We kind of wondered, who is it going to be? Is it going to be Jack Gibbons, one of these other guys that's going to be opposite Big Bob Spillane? Of course, we knew he was going to be the starter there, the LB1 for the Patriots. You picked up Christian Elliss in our main Dynasty League. How you feeling about him sitting as LB65 right now? That's a pretty delicious value.
Yeah, feeling really good. He's a guy that gets some big plays. Just kind of like his brother, Caden. Like he'll
Them damn Ellis bros.
them damn Ellis boys. Yeah, I think if he were to have like a full-time role, like you could expect like 110 plus tackles and then like 4 to 5 sacks potentially. I think that's the type of player he is. But yeah, like Macri kind of mentioned, I think the way things set up right now, he's probably going to be more in that like 70 to 80% range as far as snap share goes, but still can be very useful. Still a great handcuff to Spillane. You know, there's if he were to slot into that LB1 role there, he would be averaging 13, 14 points per game, I'd say at least.
Got that upside.
Yeah, and New England likes them. You know, they matched the offer that
Vegas,
the Raiders made to him, and it was like a decent little offer, like 2 years, 15-ish, I think, something like that, million.
That's
so
just
yeah,
1,000.
Yeah,
$15,000.
Times are it's like the WNBA.
Yeah, exactly. That would not be great. That'd be like arena football, basically paying for gas money.
That's right.
Plus, he has DL eligibility on Sleeper.
There you
too, right?
go.
That
nice.
is nice.
That's
That's
beautiful.
very nice.
Surprised he's not a little higher then, because that little cheat code, being able to play him in both. People sleeping though.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really good. I think Cedric Gray has potential to be pretty nasty too.
Okay, speak on it.
Well, I mean, we saw him ball out in that preseason game. I guess it was this last week against Atlanta. Is that who they played? But blew up the fullback, and then I think got in on the sack. Maybe they gave him a half a sack for it. But then I'm pretty sure he also had an interception that maybe did it stand or did it get called back? Did y'all watch that?
I did
I
not.
don't remember that play.
Maybe it stood. I don't know. But anyway, he was impressive. He stood out. He made plays, which is what you want to see these young guys do with their opportunity. So, yeah, I think he has the leg up right now, and I think Tennessee probably wants him to succeed as well. They spent as far as draft capital goes, they did invest like a 5th-round pick in him.
Yeah, he had 5 tackles, 2 assists, half a sack. That pick did not stand. They did play the Falcons. They beat him 23-20.
But still, nice that he
That's a nice little
made
stat
some
line.
plays,
Yeah.
stood out. And also that's a defense that, man, it really lacks playmakers and guys like that right now, I think.
Yeah,
so.
he was a 4th-round pick,
4th-round
106th
pick.
overall
There you go.
pick. So
yeah,
damn
I mean,
near a top 100 pick. That's some good draft
and he's
capital.
always had a really good tackle rate, and that's been the same. It's obviously been like very small sample size what we've gotten, but the tackle rate's been very strong. So I think he's going to be that type of player. And Cody Barton, he's kind of mid. I think I'm a little higher on him probably than most this year, but you could see him I could see Cedric Gray being the more productive of the 2 linebackers if they both get the full-time roles.
Bobo, the market is pretty sharp on looking at 2 linebackers and sort of these ambiguous linebacker rooms. But there's a couple examples here. Now, Vegas is a little tricky just because Jermaine Pratt was drafted for most of the offseason with the expectation he'd be the LB2 in Cincinnati. But he is LB35 right now. Devin White, LB83. That is just some Devin White fatigue right there. Because there's no reason that a guy in consideration for an LB1 role should be going, what is that, even like a LB8?
Well, I mean, he could be LB1 for week 1.
Right, exactly.
And then he's not for the next 16 weeks,
Right.
So that's why no one wants to burn. You don't want to burn, even though he is a great value. Like, he could absolutely be a 0 for most of the season.
How long is this actually going to last?
Right. I'm not confident it's going to last very long at all.
Yeah, so Jermaine Pratt going almost 50 spots ahead of Devin White and then Akeem Davis-Gaither 20 spots ahead of Mac Wilson. You look at these LB2s, anyone pique your interest, Bobo?
I mean, aside from Deion Henley and Fred Warner, and maybe Bobby O, all of these people look like LB2s. I mean, do you want to put your faith in any of these guys? Because exactly like Adam's saying, I mean, Devin White, okay, great. You get 8 tackles in week 1, and he has a 50 PFF grade, and they're telling
28
Eichenberg to get back in there. Yeah, sorry, 50
Eichenberg.
But no, I don't. I mean, linebacker's kind of gross this year, so like, sure, I'm gonna have some Denzel Perryman and some D Winters and stuff.
I do
in
like
some
D
spots.
Winters. LB 75 is a nice value.
But nothing on here is set in stone. Like all of this, like who's to say that, like Adam's saying, Cedric Gray might end up being the LB1 in Tennessee. You know, maybe McFadden is the LB1 and maybe Okereke is, maybe they're shopping Okereke or something. You know, I mean,
this is the last year of his deal, I believe, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's been in New York for a while now, and that's clearly just like a team imploding. I don't know. None of these guys outside of Henley and Fred Warner, I'm putting a ton of trust in.
John, that was one thing I had as a follow-up question here. Which of these situations that, at least for right now, seem relatively solidified, do you think could flip during the season?
I think Vegas, like Adam said, I mean, Devin White, we've seen it before how many times now where he's, given a chance, it doesn't work out. At least Jermaine Pratt, we know, is decent. I think he's better than Devin White is right now. Sure, he doesn't have maybe the physical tools that White does, but he's not a bad athlete. He's still very capable of leading a defense. So I think that one, and I'm maybe Arizona. I know they like Mac Wilson.
I would agree.
Right, but I don't know. It's been Mac Wilson hasn't been a green dot linebacker in the NFL at all. I don't think since college, right? So it's possible that maybe it doesn't work out there, but I think the other ones are pretty solidified. Yeah, I mean, Fred Warner, obviously, Diane Henley, nothing's going to change there. Yeah, because Denzel Perryman and Junior Colson, there still might be a disgusting rotation with the Chargers. Yeah, so I think Vegas and Arizona are probably the two that I keep an eye on, but yeah, I think the other ones are okay.
Yeah, and Bobby O, 1 year left on his deal, but about $9 million or so in cap savings if they were to cut him loose. They could save like $1 million, not even $1 million, like $500,000 if they had cut him loose this offseason. So you could see that next offseason where they cut him loose and save about $9 million.
Yep.
So it might be 2 new linebackers in New York potentially because McFadden is a pending free agent as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll see what this. I mean, it may be.
Gosh, man, just not
new coach, new GM.
Not a ton of linebackers you want to put a lot of value in right now.
No, definitely not in Dynasty. And I think, like everyone's kind of mentioned, just those are all linebackers you have to be ready to pivot off of.
Right. We just got to know these guys' names
really.
Because, pivot off of them, but also, we got to know these LB2s. Injuries happen. Guys get benched. Guys get cut. I mean, it happens. Guys get traded. Ernest Jones comes to mind, So I think it's just important to see how these depth charts are fleshing out. But let's talk about something a little more exciting, John. Let's talk rookie linebackers. There's been some exciting developments. We have, after the Darius Leonard year of rookie linebackers, we got a little over our skis, and then I think have reined it back in terms of our excitement and enthusiasm for these guys in year one. Jack Campbell comes to mind as a guy who famously, Junior Colson, another one who had all the stars align and just disappointed fantasy managers in the rookie seasons, but big old bust. But there have been some very significant developments here in the preseason regarding these rookie linebackers. We're talking Jahad Campbell, seemingly emerging as the LB, not the edge rusher, not this hybrid kind of Frankie Louvu player, but the LB opposite Zach Bond in Philadelphia, with Nakobe Dean likely to miss the start of the season. Demetrius Knight Jr. seems pretty entrenched in Cincinnati, opposite Logan Wilson, with Jermaine Pratt, as we mentioned, now in Las Vegas. And then with the retirement of Jordan Hicks, with JOK's career in jeopardy, you see Carson Schwesinger there out of UCLA as the potential green dot LB1 for the Cleveland Browns. So, John, how excited should we be for this crop of rookie linebackers?
Yeah, so not to, try to rehash the whole excitement for rookie linebacker thing every year, but I think this year, legitimately, I think there's actual reason and proof now to be excited about these guys based on what we've seen. So like Bobby said, how gross the linebacker position has come. These guys emerging as rookies couldn't have come really at a better time because they give us some more options here, especially in those dynasty leagues. Like Nakobe Dean, who knows what'll happen when he comes back in the lineup for Philadelphia. But at the very least, I think this is going to be Nakobe Dean's final year with the Eagles. So there's probably, it's, if he does come back, it's maybe they ease him in, and then by the time Jihad Campbell's already established himself as a strong NFL player, he had a really good preseason week 2. I think maybe Nakobe Dean becomes less of a problem or a concern, and then he's off to somewhere else in the offseason. Demetrius Knight, obviously that was the big one, right? Jermaine Pratt leaving opens up a massive spot for him and potentially a full-time role in Cincinnati. So right away, that's everything that we want. And then Carson Schwesinger, like you said, green dot in Cleveland, like things had to go right for him. Jordan Hicks retiring, JOK obviously with the health issues, and then just having the worst other linebackers on the team, Devin Bush and Jerome Baker. It's just, it's opened up a massive opportunity for him. So I think there's reason to be excited about all three of these guys. Like even Jihad Campbell, obviously was a first round pick, but there was all that talk about Fangio using him on the edge and everything like that. We haven't seen it in the preseason. Only 2 of his 29 snaps on the edge in the second week of the preseason, none in the first week. So who knows? Zach Bond has been out, right? So that's maybe the only thing that could change when Zach Bond is back in the lineup. Does that free Fangio up to move Campbell around a little bit more? So that'll be something more we'll have to keep an eye on in week 1. But as of right now, I mean, all of these guys look like starters. They all look like it's going to be a full-time role. So 3 rookie linebackers right out the gate could be huge for us, for dynasty managers specifically.
Bobo, it is nice because these 3 guys slot into roles we've seen be profitable for IDP. I mean, Nakobe Dean last year was, I think, top 10, top 12 by our scoring system. And then Jermaine Pratt has been very usable in Cincinnati there as the LB2 next to Logan Wilson. And then JOK was on an absolute heater. Obviously a different kind of player from Carson Schwesinger. But I don't know. I'm getting a little bit excited about these guys.
But
don't throw cold water on it. Don't you do it.
It's the preseason, Josh. They're not playing linebacker against Saquon Barkley. They don't have to cover George Kittle across the middle.
As long as they're out there. I mean, I think the one that gives me pause is obviously what's Jihad Campbell going to look like with Zach Bond back on the field. But, I mean, Schwesinger sets up beautifully there if he's the green dot full-time linebacker in Cleveland.
I understand the excitement, and I'm excited for it. I mean, it is fun. We just got done talking about, Denzel Perryman starting a gear and potentially Cedric Gray, 4th-round linebacker for the Titans. So as gross as that is, yes, you're right. This is more fun. But I do have a feeling that some of these guys are going to be introduced to the NFL rather quickly in the season. And the PFFs might not be so great. Just a little cold water.
Hey, unless it's all 22, baby. We don't care.
Yes.
Addy, come on.
Took Carson in all 22 today.
Okay.
Did you?
That's
Look
right.
at
That's
you.
right. Shout out John. Shout out PFF. Shout out to the all 22 boys.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think Carson Schwesinger is going to be a beast. He just keeps rising. It seems like every week in the dynasty ranks.
Well,
also,
they're your dynasty ranks, so I mean, like, seemingly.
I'm a big fan.
Okay.
I'm a big fan.
Adam just looks down and Carson's just
this guy
rising up
keeps
on
coming
his
up,
own.
but-
That's right.
He's like, what the hell is happening
I
here?
think that sheet may be on it. You guys need to stay out of it. Subscribers, stay out of there.
Gonna catch a demon.
Sure. But yeah, there's a conjuring that's going on.
There's an Annabelle doll in this computer making Carson rise up. Here's the funny part is we were like, Jihad Campbell versus Carson Schwesinger. Who's your LB1? And it's like, the answer was both.
Both of them, yeah.
Both of them are going to be awesome.
I've had them neck and neck the entire time. And then Jihad Campbell is one of those players that could be. He reminds me of like a Darius Leonard type if he does stick to off-ball linebacker. Put up 140, 150 tackles, but also a lot more sacks than I think Schwesinger could put up. you
They
know?
both seem fun in their own regard.
Yeah.
Jahad Campbell seems like that big play, just big three scoring. He's just going to blow it up.
Yeah.
But then Schwesinger does seem to be the type to where he's just going to live around the ball.
Yeah. Steady Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's John, do you think it feels like that? I don't know if it's going to be to the extent that Luvu was in terms of pass rush snaps for Jahad Campbell, but I could see him sort of in like that Frankie Luvu light kind of role. Like I think Fangio is going to use this guy off the edge. This is not exactly like an edge-rich team. They've got some players we like, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, but at the same time, it feels like a missed opportunity if Fangio's not giving this guy some pass rush opportunities.
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be some blitz opportunities there for Jihad Campbell, whether it's off the edge or through the middle of the defense. Like they're going to utilize him in that role just because he's so good at it. He's so dynamic and he's so different from a lot of your typical like off-ball linebackers, and especially with Fangio, right? We know he likes to get after the quarterback in creative ways and stuff. So I think like Jihad Campbell, the way I kind of think of him is maybe like Levante David, right? In Tampa Bay, and how
beautiful.
Todd Bowles uses him and gets him blitzing at a pretty high rate. Like I want to say top 5 in pass rush snaps last year for the linebacker position. Levante David was, and that's been the case almost every year, right? So there's this added, kind of big play potential with Levante. He's able to get the sacks because he's just so good at it. He has a knack for the ball and he has a better feel for the game. If Jahad Campbell can develop into something like that, like that's what gets me really excited about him. I think he, long term, Jihad Campbell probably one of my favorite linebacker prospects in a while now. So I think there's definitely potential there for sure.
You gonna go trade for him now?
No.
John just said one of your trigger words,
What's
Levante
that?
David.
That's true. Yes, my
Getting a little sweaty. You got that thing off your ear again.
Yeah, that sweat. Something's crawling out. I can feel it. I don't like it. Yes, this is Nakobe Dean's last year in Philly. So unless they re-sign him in the offseason.
It's been a fast couple years. For
I know. It feels like he was what, a 3rd round pick? He fell because of the injury concerns, right?
Yep.
So, but how in the world is it already
4 years.
Yeah, round 3, number 83 overall in the 2022 draft. So, let's talk a little bit of training camp news, boys. There have been some big stories. It feels like once the games start, some of these news items can kind of get swept under the rug a little bit. But something we need to be aware of, John, or maybe we don't. I don't know. You tell me. Matthew Judon signing with the Miami Dolphins. Did see a story that maybe this was part of a bigger move coming. So I don't usually put a lot of stock. I think I saw Sigmund Bloom say kind of the same thing of like, or no, Tripp said kind of the same thing of like, I don't usually look into these like a bigger move is coming. This just feels like Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips are very much injury prone. And so let's get some insurance. And then Chop Robinson had the injury scare. So this just feels like defensive reinforcements, John, don't you think?
For now, I think that's exactly how I'm kind of treating it as well. Like I'm not doing anything with Judon really for IDP purposes right now. It's still, I think for me, Chop Robinson and we'll see what happens with. I think Bradley Chubb's in a good spot to bounce back this year. Like I think he could have a really nice season. Jalen Phillips, I want to see him healthy. I'm obviously rooting for him. I think I even have him in our XFFL league still. So I'm just holding on to him and hoping that, he's able to kind of just stay healthy this year. And then we'll see what happens next year. I don't think Miami has any plans to keep him long-term. I wouldn't be surprised to see him somewhere else after this season. But, for right now, it's Matthew Judon. I'm not overly interested in, like you said, depth kind of thing.
Yeah. Jalen Phillips may be a sneaky trade candidate if things go sideways for the Dolphins, which is kind of my anticipation. I don't think this team is going to be looking too hot. I think they're kind of like the Colts, one of those teams that could be blowing it up around midseason. So we'll see. Matthew Judon, depth piece, any interest, Addy?
No.
Not at this point.
People that drafted from basketball, they're happy.
Yeah.
That's the only people that
He'll give you some action.
He had some weeks last year in Atlanta, as bad as that experience was.
Kind of surprised
for
he
both
took
parties.
that long to sign. There's still some decent Jadeveon Clowney still out there.
Yeah.
It reminded me kind of that like Zadarius Smith kind of like last year or two where it's like you might get a little something from him and then he's just going to leave.
He's going to leave. He's
He's
just going to go
Darius.
to another team.
It was fun.
What about let's talk about some pass rushers who have not been signed, John. Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals are apparently exploring a trade because this is what bad franchises do. They wait till after the draft to start shopping this guy, and then they ask for a 2026 first-round pick plus a young defensive player in return. So this is the idiot manager in your league that sends out the worst trade offers you have ever seen. Makes you want to wring their neck consistently. I know we're all thinking of someone around this table, perhaps the same person. Yes, it is actually John. But Trey Hendrickson going as the edge 9 right now might be on a new team, John. And then Micah Parsons has gone radio silent about a new deal. There was some speculation. Maybe they do it with the Cowboys documentary out on Netflix this week. Well, there's still nothing done. I'm with the crowd that says these deals will get done before the season starts. But what say you, John? These are some highly drafted guys. Micah Parsons, edge 2, with some dicey contract situations. Should we be worried?
Man, it's always hard, right? Like to get, because it just, for especially with Parsons and especially with Jerry Jones, like the way that this one has kind of unfolded, like everybody's kind of got the feeling like this is starting to feel like a very personal matter between the two. Like both sides are kind of personally hurt by one another, right? Getting feelings involved in the contract situation, never a good thing. Like it just feels like there's no long-term future for Micah Parsons in Dallas. And I think, who was it that said that exactly actually today? Maybe it was Schefter, somebody, right? This has all been kind of the reporting, and who knows, right? Like, they didn't feel that way for Myles Garrett either. Myles Garrett signed back on, and everything was fine with Cleveland after that, right? So maybe they throw enough money at him that it all works out. But I'm worried not for Micah Parsons' IDP value, because I think he'll end up somewhere. I think even if it isn't Dallas, and he'll be effective no matter what. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know what Dallas is doing. They got to pay this guy. He's arguably their best player. So it would only make sense that you try to make your best player happy, but it doesn't seem like they're going that way. And then the Trey Hendrickson thing, man. If I could figure out what's going on with the Bengals, it feels like both sides don't really have like a ton of leverage, which is weird because Trey Hendrickson's an older player. There's obviously sack regression coming from him after 17 and a half seasons. But then you're the Bengals, who their defense is one of the worst in the league, and they have zero pass rush. So it's like you really have no choice but to have Trey Hendrickson on your team. So no idea what the hell's going to happen there. What do you think is going to go on?
I think the Bengals are going to trade Hendrickson for Parsons.
Okay.
And
just
both teams are going to be fine.
Both teams are just going to be all right, Addy.
That's right. Everyone be happy after that.
Everyone would be happy.
No more news after that. Shut down the news.
Turning off the news for the rest of the season.
That's right.
Wouldn't that be nice?
You're right. I mean, like, how close are we to football?
I think 17 days away. I saw something like that. So I think Parsons goes back to the Cowboys. I think they get a deal done with about $40.5 million. $41 million. Garrett got $40 million a year. I think he'll get a little bit of a raise on that. And I think all of this will be forgiven and forgotten. And then I think Hendrickson will actually end up on another team. This one just feels so acrimonious. Like it just feels like both sides are too far gone.
Glad you explained what that word means. 'Cause
Yeah.
Adam didn't know what that meant.
No idea.
No idea.
I
Just
do-
a blank stare.
I do agree with you, John. It seems like this is like the perfect storm of Micah Parsons versus Jerry Jones. Like these two immovable objects that you really can't communicate very well, and just are strong-willed. And
They had that whole situation where Jerry and Micah were having a conversation, and Jerry thought that they had negotiated the terms of the deal, and Micah was like, no, I obviously want you to talk to my agent who I paid to negotiate my contracts, and Jerry got all butthurt about it. So just a hell of a lot of pride.
didn't they do the same thing to Dak and CD?
Oh, this is
like pay them way too
yeah,
late.
Zeke,
Yeah.
Dak, CD. We've seen this song and dance before in Dallas.
Jerry just wants the attention.
That he does.
It's a weird situation, and I mean Jerry's getting crazier the older he gets. It's just this he keeps getting weirder and weirder every single year. And
Aren't we all?
The stuff, yeah, for sure. It's just how it goes, man. It's a weird world.
It's a weird world. That's well said, Adam. I don't think I've heard that one before.
It certainly is.
Certainly
getting weirder every day.
Every day.
But
If-
we keep moving.
Just keep it moving.
Head down.
Let's dream in this weird world
Head
for a
down
minute.
and keep it moving.
Where would you like to see them go if they both leave? Where's the best case scenario for Parsons or Hendrickson? Like realistically,
I've seen
not the Colts.
I know I have seen the
Stop.
Colts. No,
Stop
that
it.
was linked
Yeah.
in.
I'm seeing the Vikings a lot of places.
Yeah. Well, just like someone said, if you're Steichen and Ballard, and you're like, screw it, we're not going to be here next year anyway. Go trade I don't think they're going to get a first. I think that's insane. I think they could just get a second straight up for Hendrickson because they have to sign him to a massive deal.
Yeah.
So I could see that because we know Ebukam and Pay are going to be gone after this year, and Dayo Odengbo's already in Chicago. So I could see that. I don't love it because I think this team's closer to a rebuild than they are contending. I've seen the Panthers thrown out a lot, especially with Nick Scorton out now for a while with the lung issue. So
Seahawks, that's one I've seen thrown out. That'd be fun.
49ers would be fun too, like opposite Nick
ooh,
Bosa.
that would be sick.
That'd be insane.
The Bills should really be. I mean, they brought in Joey Bosa to be kind of their guy, but like,
Nah,
are you
I just don't know
really?
if they have the room, right? Like,
Yeah, that's true. They're like $600,000 over the cap right now, so they would not have the space to do that.
I don't know that this is really necessary, but from a Super Bowl perspective, wouldn't you think Parsons to Baltimore would be?
Oh,
really
that
rad?
would be filthy.
You know, get rid of the whole Oway thing. Mike Green's kind of low key.
Well,
working
the
out
one that we've
preseason.
said makes a ton of sense is just him reuniting with Dan Quinn in Washington.
Yeah.
It's the worst edge rushing room in the NFL. Plus, your defensive coordinator is the head coach. So, like, let's get it done. And that team has Super Bowl aspirations.
Good call.
You drop Micah Parsons onto that team, I think they could legit make a run.
would Jerry trade within the division though?
That's one of those where I think you would have to pay through the nose. I don't think you're getting any sort of discount. But hey, we know.
What would come
World's
back?
getting crazier every day.
What would come back for Dallas?
Probably
Terry
for
McLaurin.
Parsons. Yeah, would I wonder if Dallas would do it for like McLaurin and a first.
I'd imagine they'd want a little more, right?
McLaurin a first and a 2027 second.
Probably another first.
What,
Yeah, I
two
would think it would
firsts?
be two firsts for Parsons.
Yeah, I just feel like McLaurin's not going to
You got
carry
to
that
pay
much value.
McLaurin too, right?
That's
Right.
true.
And
But
he's
you
like
have
almost
that's a
30.
nasty little trio though for Dallas all of a sudden of CD, George Pickens, and Terry McLaurin.
Oh, it'd be nice.
It is, but
and
you
that
know,
hurts. That
unnecessary.
hurts Washington too, though, because who's your number one wide receiver if Terry McLaurin's out
Debo.
the door?
Jalen Lane.
Tebow, yeah. Good luck with
The
that.
running back.
Yeah, the running
Get
back,
Jahan
Debo
Dotson
Samuel.
back.
Well, let's talk about one final news item here, and that is the Colts LB2 situation. The long assumed kind of cheat code sleeper, everyone's favorite, like, draft darling, especially if you're drafting on sleeper, was Jalen Carlies. But Carlies,
Fun name.
it is.
Name. Carlies.
But he's been banged up, and so he has not been out there, has not been able to take advantage. And is this Joe Bocci? Is that how we pronounce this here?
Bocce.
Bocce
Bocce?
season. Bocce ball.
Following Anarumo over from Cincinnati. It might be Bocce season in Indy. What do you make of the Colts LB2 situation right now, John?
Yeah, right now, I mean, Jalen Carlies, like, this was part of the problem last year too, right? Like, he had an opportunity to start and he got hurt immediately, right? And now when he needs those valuable reps, he's not there again. So that has me concerned because, again, this isn't a guy exactly, with starting experience under his belt. So he needs the opportunity in camp to show that he can be a starter. And if he's not there, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else steps in. And yeah, if it's Joe Bocci, who is the favorite right now, then he's somebody that, for those deeper leagues, I'm trying to add. You don't have to drop Carlies yet just because, well, at least on sleeper, right? Because he has that DB eligibility. You at least don't want to lose that cheat code just in case he wins the job. But it kind of sucks, right? Because now we've maybe lost two of the DB cheat codes on sleeper, with James Williams maybe not being LB2 in Tennessee, and now Jalen Carlies maybe not being LB2 in Indianapolis. So that part of it sucks. But at the same time, Joe Bocci is going to be out there in 99.9% of leagues and should be somebody that we at least have circled as a potential backup for sure.
Love the other option there is Cameron McGroy. Yeah, that's great. Colts had a lot of injuries in the preseason game. We lost 7th round darling Hunter Wohler, which sucked because I think Wohler was actually in for some serious snaps. And then we lost Blake Freeland, who was either a starting offensive lineman for us or a backup. Shout out George Fant, WKU's finest.
Yeah.
Y'all see he signed with the Commanders today?
Nice.
Yeah, so
Make
might
a
be able to
run.
go
Go
chase a
Tops.
ring. Yeah, go Tops. We actually have a game in week 0 this year.
That's
So
right.
we're playing on Saturday.
Let's go.
I think Sam Houston State. I think we might actually try to get out to that one.
Wow.
Be some fun.
It's going to be a good night.
Addy, what are we doing? Colts LB2, Jalen Carlies. Seems like the shine is off of Carlies a little bit now.
I think it's just we got to wait and see till when he's healthy. I mean, he was the guy before he got hurt. That all signs pointed to him being that guy.
It did.
But, yeah,
Got to be healthy. I
think-
didn't realize that Bocce had the familiarity, nailed it, with Lou Anarumo. That's 3 hard things
That's
to
right.
say in a row.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
with Cincinnati
Did
for a
really
while.
well.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
I felt good about that.
Probably that ear off thing that helped.
They drafted him, Bocce, Cincinnati.
So we'll see. I think this is one of those situations just to monitor, and Bocce may be a hot waiver wire ad.
Bocce's he's kind of athletic. I'm kind of into him a little bit.
Bobby's kind of into him.
I mean, just putting a pin in it.
just put a
pick him
pin in
up?
it.
Let's pick him up.
Let's pick him up.
Let's pick
Do it
him
right
up.
now. Get on
'Cause you're
RSO and do it
I
right
mean,
now.
I don't know. Carlies has been banged up enough to where he's shown us that he's not reliable, So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, let's just move on to the next guy.
And he's a former DB, so
And
undersized.
Colts, like number 2 LB beside Zaire, can eat as well.
That's right.
It's a very
You should be paying
profitable
attention.
position.
Yeah, John, do you expect this role to be as profitable as it was under Gus Bradley when we saw someone like EJ Speed put up good numbers for IDP?
I think I'm pretty sure I have them projected a little bit lower than what they were last year, just because we don't know exactly with Lou Anarumo coming in and before, Jermaine Pratt was basically a full-time linebacker last year, but there was a long stretch there where it was basically just one full-time linebacker for the Colts, and then kind of the second guy hovered around 70 to 80%. So there's that part of me that still has a little bit of concern for the LB2 spot. Like, it might not necessarily be the locked in role that it was last year, but it should be pretty close. And I think that's definitely worth taking a shot on here. So yeah, I still think it could be a very productive spot for IDP, even if it is around 90% of snaps or so.
Yeah, little do we know it's Saguna Luby. Back, baby. He's still on the team. I thought maybe he had disappeared off the face of the earth, but he's still there.
What a terrible team you have, Josh.
It's
yeah.
bad. This team's going to suck.
God,
really, really
man.
bad. I
Y'all-
think
Y'all are definitely to the point to where, like, they could just say, we're going to forfeit this season.
We're gonna
just get
forfeit.
healthy.
They should.
That's what they should
That'd
say.
be best for the franchise. They did.
Absolutely.
I saw it was like Daniel Jones superimposed over the Madden sim season, where you can like sim to the end of the week, the month, the season, and then 10 years ahead. I was like,
Right.
can we just sim 10 years ahead? I can just see maybe if another Manning grandchild has come along for this franchise.
What does singing Colts guy do if they forfeit the season, though?
I'm
true.
hoping he just finds the nearest interstate to walk into. Is my
I
hope
don't know
for
what
Colt
y'all are
singing
talking
guy.
about.
It's for the best. Do not look it up.
Says something. He's
Yeah, watch his
he's
one.
a rising talent.
Yeah, my
Rising
favorite was the
talent.
one he did against Miami last year. The fish are useless on dry land or whatever it was.
What a lyrical genius. A real Kanye West that guy is.
Hey, speaking of Madden, boys, I recently got it. Shout out Cy. He's
Shout
a
out.
big Madden guy now.
Sure.
But anyway, they have gone true position.
Love
Wow.
it. That's so
I
awesome.
mean, first time ever.
Wow.
So it's all edge players, and then they have Sam, Mike, and Will for linebackers.
That's
Nice.
beautiful.
That
Very
is
cool.
nice.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I mean, good for IDP as well.
That's
you
right.
know?
Maybe get some more people kind of familiar with what's going on the defensive
Yeah, I
side
think
of the
so.
ball.
They're
Love
getting
it.
some PFF influence over there at Madden. Actually,
That's
I don't know if I'm
right.
supposed to say that or not. Well, that doesn't matter. I got a Madden
Oh,
code that I haven't played the
we got a
game yet,
Madden
but
code?
but they do use some stuff.
Some
Nice.
stuff.
Travis
John's-
Hunter, both sides. That's
I
sick.
love
That's-
it. That is awesome.
100%.
That's so
Can you
much
control
fun.
that?
Yeah.
Does it ask you, like, hey, do you want Travis Hunter to play second down?
He's
Or
automatically
you're like,
there,
yeah, well,
and then
He's
you can-
automatically
you can-
there?
Yeah, and then you can
just
adjust
put him in the
you
depth
can
chart?
adjust him in the
power
depth.
meter like just exhausted the whole time.
I
What's
haven't
his-
gotten
what's
to
his
play enough
stamina?
with him.
I
I,
got
haven't, I think it's
99?
yeah, I'd imagine.
You just R1 him the whole time. Is that still turbo?
Speed.
I gotta
Turbo.
play more with him, Bob.
We'll
I need
see.
the
We'll
deets.
see.
I
Yeah,
need
we
the
need the
deets.
deets on Travis Hunter. Or
Dude,
Hunter
the-
Travis, as I saw on
the
Twitter
first
I
time-
today.
didn't let me play ever.
Ty's monopolizing
The
it.
first time I ever heard Cy talk, you sent us a video of him saying Keenan Allen.
Oh
He
yeah.
was watching you play. This was years ago when he was young.
Oh dude, he's
Adam
all.
teaching him all the names. Keenan Allen.
He'll be on this pod, I think, taking over for me
Dante
at some
Pettis.
point.
That's the succession plan.
right. Yeah.
It's
All
a
our
big upgrade.
boys.
Our
I'm looking
Stega.
forward to it. I can't wait.
Me too. Next year. So
Cooler
next year.
beer.
Let's go. Cooler beer.
That's right.
Get you a
It'll be
nice
good- it'll be
cold
Capri
beer,
Suns.
man.
It'll be
Capri
Capri Suns
Suns.
for a little bit.
Let's talk about DBs here, John, and then we'll circle back to linebackers so we can end on a high note. It's just some developments, some DB developments. Let's talk about it. Jordan Fuller starting next to Jesse Bates in Atlanta. Not Xavier Watts going a safety 55 right now. Shamari Connor pushing pause on Jaden Hicks. Breakout season, apparently Jaden Hicks, safety 25. With him, Spoon playing outside while Nick Emenwari, safety 22, is being used like K-Ham all over the formation. Jalen Hawkins has made Kyle Duggar, who is the safety 16, expendable. Did not see that one coming. Tyke Smith, safety 26, starting safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Addy is grinning like a Cheshire cat. And then based on what we saw in week 1, it's fair to question, he may be playing both sides in Madden, but what is Travis Hunter's wide receiver cornerback breakdown going to look like? John, where do you want to start from the DB development list? What stands out the most to you?
I guess it's one that, well, I mean, Travis Hunter always going to be the most interesting one. So why don't we start there, I guess, right? Because we didn't get to actually see him in preseason week 2. So,
Hey, John, real quick,
go for it.
who has him in the XFL?
All right, that's enough.
I don't
Bobby.
know. I don't. Probably
recall.
some non-playoff
I'll
team.
look
that-
it up.
Hey,
Some-
John,
some
who
non-playoff
won
team.
last year but also has Ashton Genty?
Don't get me started on this.
We had this discussion
absolute
earlier.
Sham of
Shame of a league,
Right.
trade.
everything.
2 rings. There's what they're calling me now. 2 rings.
Tommy,
They're
2
calling-
rings?
They're calling me.
Sorry. John, proceed. I'll mute these 2 idiots.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset about not having Travis Hunter in our league. But yeah, I mean,
Could.
I can I?
Or Genty. Or Hutch.
Yeah, Hutch would be a good one. So Hunter, for me,
Josh
basically
Allen.
got cash.
All right,
Daddy.
you 2. Yeah, I got Cash Daddy in the 3rd.
We just say our whole roster.
Our whole roster just running down.
Dayton
All right,
Day.
you 2 are both canceled and muted. So, John, please, Travis Hunter. The people want to know about Travis Hunter.
Yeah, so Travis Hunter in the first preseason game, he played essentially a full-time wide receiver role, all but 1 snap out of, I think it was 12. And the only snap that he didn't play was when they were in 12 personnel. But he played all the 11 personnel snaps. He played a little bit in the slot as well, which is huge. And obviously the Liam Cohen offense as well. So, I mean, this is really what we wanted for fantasy purposes, is for him to focus specifically on wide receiver. And then whatever we get on defense from him is just kind of a bonus, right? And I think he is still going to play on defense. Like, I think it's going to be more situational usage, like, obvious passing downs or things like that, where they can utilize more defensive backs on the field. Like, I think that's where he makes the most sense. And, who knows, that could change and evolve as the year goes on. But the main takeaway from me from that first preseason week was that Travis Hunter is going to be an absolute baller for fantasy purposes, because if that wide receiver role sticks, then we're getting that full-time wide receiver production. And in some platforms, we could plug that into our defensive back spot, which is just a ridiculous cheat code to have, and probably worth a 1st-round pick in redraft leagues, even with offense in there. So, I'm excited about it. Who knows, right? Like, because things could change week to week, and as the year goes on, that's the other part of it, is that based on game situations and how he's managing as well, like, they can switch things up on us. But right now, it's looking really good for Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I've been sitting on a take for a couple weeks now. I think I'm ready to unleash it because, the season's almost here,
go.
boys.
Like playing.
I think the biggest storyline in the NFL in September will be Travis Hunter.
Wow.
I think the NFL world will be abuzz with this guy. I think the Jags could be a sneaky 4-0, 3-1 team. And I think Travis Hunter is going to be the talk of the town. I think he's going to be a full-time wide receiver. I think he is going to be playing plenty of defense to justify what the Jags spent to go up and get this guy. And I think there'll be conversations on SportsCenter and FS1 and all the talk shows of is Travis Hunter already a better wide receiver than Brian Thomas? I have a feeling that if, for as excited as we are around this table, that Travis Hunter could go even more to the moon than what we might be anticipating.
Yeah, don't disagree, man.
Hasn't it been annoying though? Like we've been clamoring this since February that this is what it's going to be. It's
This is
just
what
been
you want to be excited about.
I know, but it's so annoying to see everybody else like. I think Travis Hunter might be the best wide receiver in the draft. Like it's not what you were saying back in February. Like all of a sudden now you see it, so it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to come around on my take and like, no, that's annoying. That's annoying. Like this is what we said was going to happen way back when. I don't know. It's just annoying.
Yeah, he was like into the first round
Yes.
I never understood
in Superflex leagues.
why you were. Why would you not be excited? Why would you be
Scared.
Right,
A lot
why-
scared
but
little
of all
girls and
things,
boys.
though, like I understand there are reasons to be cautious about certain things. We talk about being cautious with like rookie linebackers, but like this is fun. Like we've
Right.
never. This is Shohei Ohtani for the NFL, and like why are we not excited about
I think
that?
people are just afraid to be wrong.
They're
right?
just they've never seen it before, so they
Right.
just think it can't happen.
But also, too, like you always say, follow the money. And what's also basically secondary to that is follow the picks. Has a team ever given the amount of picks that Jacksonville did to move up for Travis Hunter for just a corner who's going to play third down wide receiver snaps? Absolutely not.
Yeah, you move
know,
up like
like,
that for
yes.
game-changing wide receivers.
Absolutely.
Also, how stupid is Cleveland for doing that?
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
did you not just take Travis
Yes.
Hunter, you dumbos?
Yeah.
The old
Yeah.
Dumbos. Is that the
Man.
big-eared elephant?
Yeah, but I mean, like, what did they get for him? They got
The first,
next year's 1st,
I think so.
but it's Jacksonville's, which it could
Right,
be.
I
that
think
could be a late
Jacksonville.
first.
That's like a sneaky playoff team for me.
I like them a lot.
Because you're right. Y'all's Colts is tough.
Yeah.
They're
I
bad.
mean,
Texans, you never know.
I think
We like
Titans
Cam
and Colts
Ward,
will be
but
at the bottom of the. I think
Titans got a few
Colts will
seasons.
be last in the South. I think Titans will be third. I think Jags and Texans will be fighting for that division crown.
Colts should be a bottom 3 team in the NFL.
I think so.
Hey,
Yep.
I will say it's a good BTJ buy window because a lot of people are going to be crazy on T Hunt. I think the first couple
Yeah,
weeks.
BTJ's great.
BTJ is a elite wide receiver. I think he is like, T Higgins is probably like the only other receiver that I think about in the NFL that's like a really, really good number 2. And BTJ is so much better than T Higgins. Like he was an anomaly a little bit last year. Like in rookie drafts, you were blessed if you were to, able to let BTJ actually fall to you. So Macri,
Hey, who's got BTJ in that?
tell,
got
tell,
BTJ.
tell the people.
Hey, if Hunter is who we think he is, this could be the best wide receiver duo in the NFL, like
sure.
right out the gate. So
It's up there.
let's be excited.
A lot of good duos.
A lot of
Yeah.
good duos.
Forget
But
about
I mean,
ass neither, Bob. I didn't like that one bit.
Dude, I'm sorry. I thought about this the other
There's
day. It
some
was a
other
little mower thought I had, and I had forgot about Addison's tweet. But I was listening to a mock draft, and I was like, man,
Addison's got to get on the
is
field.
way too low at his
What are you
ADP.
talking about, Josh?
3 games
Gotta get on
suspension.
the field. He balled last year and the year
Yeah.
before.
I'm
How
just
dare
saying, he's suspended. He needs to get his head on straight.
He's
a little
fine.
bit.
He's got it.
You feeling good about JJ McCarthy? That is.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. And the interviews that I hear him, sharp dude. I like him.
I hope
It's,
JJ's okay.
I'm fine. Anybody you want to put in the KOC offense, I think is
He'll
going
be
to
all
do
right, man.
just fine. Any of these other? Let's talk about some of your boys here. Tyke Smith,
Huge.
maybe moving to safety. What do you think about that, Addy?
Yeah, that was the buzz for most of the offseason. And they just have so many guys that can play the slot. That's what they drafted Jacob Parrish for as well. So,
Dang, look at Addy pulling. That's what I was going to go to.
yeah.
Dude, he's been playing
I was
great
I was a
preseason.
fan. I was a fan of Parrish
Yeah.
pre-draft. And so, yeah, I think that Tyke's going to probably get that Jordan Whitehead usage pretty
Yeah.
much. We'll see. Like Winfield has not been out there, so we don't know what those two look like together. So, but this is very encouraging to see him.
Winfield nursing an injury, I think, right? I think he's
That's-
supposed to be ready for week 1, but
That's
banged
kind
up.
of been the story with Winfield
Yep.
a little bit. Not like Jordan Addison at all. Jordan Addison's out there; he just gets suspended.
Sure.
can't be out there if you're suspended. All I'm saying.
It's 3 weeks. That's not a big deal.
He likes to party. Yeah, he's a good hang.
He's a good hang. Yeah.
Right.
Hang with him on the bench the first 2 weeks. What about Witherspoon playing outside?
Not great.
Not great.
Not
Knocks
great
down
for the
the
tackle
appeal a little
numbers,
bit.
but I don't know that I completely buy it that he's just going to be exclusively outside. Like I think he'll still get some slot snaps, and then also like Amanawari could, they just may be letting him get some run. Like he could take the time, to before they really trust him. We'll see. We'll see how he does performance wise.
Yeah. John, how long do you think it is before Warry really gets folded into that Seattle DB room?
I think it just depends on Kobe Bryant and how well he does as a starter this season, right? Like I think their safeties seem pretty locked in right now in that it's Julian Love and Kobe Bryant, and the way that they're using Warry in the preseason here, like basically strictly in the slot, right? And I think that's basically telling us that they want to use him like they used Kyle Hamilton in his rookie year with Mike McDonald, right? So it's going to be part-time. It's going to be that slot role. It's going to be situational. When they're in one linebacker looks and stuff like that, I think Warry could come in and play that second linebacker role, but it's not going to be, I think, a big enough role to be trusted for IDP, especially as a safety. So, and like Adam said, Witherspoon, he's going to play both. The only thing was that came out of it, the preseason here, was that he ended up playing more outside than in the slot, which has not been his norm, right? It's usually been primarily slot and about 40% outside. So that's the only thing that could change. It's not a huge knock to Witherspoon, but it maybe takes him out of that like top 12 cornerback potential, even though he could still get there, obviously. But I think Warry, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire first year is very much like Kyle Hamilton's first year, where it's just part-time situational for the entire rookie season. And then year 2 is the breakout year.
Yeah, just be patient. Just be patient. Because, I think Kobe has to get out of the way there for Warry to be able to step into that role. Josh Joby, the other cornerback for the Seahawks on our lads. So I could understand why maybe Witherspoon's getting some run outside opposite of Reek Woolen. So let's wrap up with linebackers, though. We've talked about a lot of these guys already, but stinky old vets who won jobs. And who do we like? Do we want any of these guys? Do we trust any of these guys? We've talked about several of them already, but Devin White, LB83 is the LB1 in Vegas, which just deep, unending sigh seeing that news come across. Cody Barton
today. He's the LB1
right,
today.
LB1 today.
Allegedly.
That's what we're going to get into here is do we actually buy this or not? Cody Barton, LB32 is the LB1 in Tennessee for now. And then Mack Wilson, LB62 is the LB1 in Arizona. Boys, what do we think? Any of these guys, are we comfortable rolling any of these guys out week 1 in the lineup?
Cody Barton for sure. Yeah, I feel good.
LB3, Cody Barton?
Yep, rock solid LB3.
Yep. And then
I think he's going to have his best year he's had. I think he had a good Seattle. When he was in Seattle, I think he had a good year or two over there. But I think he's going to have his best year he's had in like 3 or 4 years.
Bobo?
No, it's just funny. Just a funny question. Devin White, Mack Wilson, are we putting a lot of trust in these guys?
Yeah.
I trust Mack Wilson's ability to deliver the wrap for the schedule release.
Yes.
That was impressive.
He
got
did a
me
great job on that.
Yeah, that got me a little more excited for Mack Wilson.
But you didn't even ask the same for I was thinking about the Rams the other day. Can you put much faith in Landman, Omar Spates, Pooh Paul, Sean Dolak? That's a very questionable room as well. Let's just go all the way around the NFL and talk about all the questionable lines.
It's a lot of rooms that are still figuring it. It's going to be a very fluid thing. You're going to see
first couple weeks.
Right. These teams don't know who the hell the starting line. They're just
exactly.
They're figuring it out.
Yep.
John, how long do you think it is before we see someone like a Kaiser White or an Eric Hendricks get signed by one of these teams with future linebacker situations?
Yeah, one of them's going to come in, right? Like first month of the season at some point. I think they'll get signed somewhere. It might be an injury. It might be Devin White just being awful again. Who knows? But I think those guys, obviously, they're hanging around. I think they're still available, probably still in game shape. So I think they're options here. But as far as the Devin Whites, Cody Barton, Mack Wilson, they're LB3s, right? That's exactly what they are. We can draft them in deeper leagues, for redraft purposes, but they're going to be the ones on the shortest leash when it comes time to make roster cuts and find waiver wire options, especially if they show any kind of replaceability, right? If their snaps dip below 100%, if they're just super inefficient, we can always look to replace these guys. And I mean, this is kind of the group that Zach Bond was in last year too, right? Like we didn't really know what to get from Zach Bond. So like one of these guys could emerge, and it could be like Bobby said, it could be a Nate Landman as well. It could be Jack Sanborn. Like they're all kind of in a similar range where they're unknowns, but if they stick for the entire year and they're playing 100% of snaps, like they're going to rack up a ton of tackles just based on the volume alone. And if they do anything above average as far as tackling goes, like then now they're potential LB2, LB1 locked in starters for us. So yeah, it's gross, it's disgusting, but this is kind of what the slop that we have to sort through in the later portions of the linebacker rankings. So yeah, I'm fine taking shots on these guys late. They don't cost much, but yeah, definitely willing to move off of them as soon as they start to show any signs of being useless, like we kind of assume that they might be.
Get you some slop, Bobo.
Yeah.
Get you some slop.
Heading to White Castle right after this.
Made it extra sloppy for you.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. We'll go.
I got a half of a new thing from Chick-fil-A to eat.
Oh, what's the new
It's a-
thing from
it's a-
Chick-fil-A?
It's a pretzel bun with
Oh.
a fried chicken sandwich, bacon,
What?
cheddar cheese, and then there's
Closed.
in tribute to White Castle, it comes with the
Dusseldorf mustard.
pretty much. It's more of like a stone type of brown mustard, but good combo, interesting combo. I'm into it.
I think you're gonna have some
Man.
brown mustard in your shorts after
Sure,
that.
I'm down. I mean, it'd probably be 3-4 a.m. I'd say.
Yeah, waking up in a cold sweat.
Right.
I was telling our buddy Jason King there, North Carolina's getting their first Buc-ee's. I said, your whole life's about to change, brother.
Wow.
Best
big
breakfast in the game.
Y'all been up there in a while?
I have. I went there last week, actually. Had to get a tire change. I was up there on Friday.
Got your
Wow,
tire
is it there?
changed at Buc-ee's?
Not at Buc-ee's. It's
I
Miss
was
Grove,
gonna
where
say.
Buc-ee's is.
Whoa.
I mean, they probably
coming.
could change the
Josh
tire.
got that
I got.
Buc-ee's
Have you tried the
gold card.
3-meat sandwich? It's like $13. It is very expensive, but you literally get sausage, brisket, and something else on there. It is turkey.
They try to get your heart stopped before
Yeah.
you leave the parking lot.
It is fantastic. Big fan. John, next time you're down here, we'll take you to Buc-ee's. Show you God's country.
Was it not here when you were here, John?
I
Nope,
never
hadn't
had it
opened
if
yet.
it was there. Yeah.
No.
Shucks,
Got to
man.
get him back down. Well, there you go, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of preseason training camp update. John, appreciate you coming on and talking us through what matters and what
It's not
doesn't.
time to go yet. We still need to.
John, you didn't. I know it's probably like a little bit of a, we can't get you to write articles and everything for us, but Josh produced an article this last week or so of who is our Zach Bond for this year.
Right.
We have Blake Cashman, Jack Sanborn, Deion Henley.
Yeah, who is the LB1?
If you had to pull one, just kind of
Who's your LB1
shoot
for
from the hip.
2025,
Who's
John?
your Zach Bond this year?
Yeah, so I mean, me and Adam talked about it, right? We did the Dark Horse LB1 podcast, and my pick was Jamie Sherwood of the Jets
Ooh,
because
beautiful.
I love what he showed in year one. I think he's still kind of being slept on for what he could be here in year two as a starter. I think Steve Wilkes coming in and making that defense more zone heavy than what they were last year. They were one of the most man heavy defenses in the league. I think that's another one of those things that he has going for him as far as becoming an above average tackler. And then obviously just playing the full-time role is super important. So yeah, Jamie Sherwood's one of my favorites. And then, I mean, the other one is Jack Campbell in Detroit. I absolutely love Jack Campbell potentially being the full-time guy there. He's been somebody that I've been excited about for a while, and it looks like we might finally get him as a 100% player.
Those would be two new names. We did not get a Jack Campbell. We did not get a Jamie Sherwood. So that is a nice little two-pack to add to the list there, Bobo.
Alex Anzalone would like to have a word with you, John.
Hey, he cut his hair. He's got all of his powers are gone.
Whoa,
really?
he
No,
cut
he
his
didn't.
hair?
Can you imagine, though?
Yeah, God.
Oh, my
just scared
God.
me.
Man,
Literally, I don't think I've
y'all
ever
were
seen you all that
panicking.
panicked
Jesus
before.
Christ.
If I had said Buc-ee's was closed, you'd have been less panicked. Well, John, we know you got some good stuff cooking on the PFF Fantasy Podcast. I think you have the Green Dot King on here this week, I believe, right? Talking Green Dot 3-down linebackers.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Me and Mike we're recording tomorrow night. The episode won't be out until Friday. But yeah, we're just gonna go through like Bobby said, let's just go through every linebacker situation in the league. That's basically what me and Mike are gonna do. We're just gonna go through team by team, talk about the players we're trusting, which ones are full-time players, which ones are not, and kind of where we have them ranked. So should be a big, fun, long episode full of linebackers.
You're going to trust like 4.5 guys.
Right.
Probably,
that's it.
yeah.
Over under 3.5
Yeah.
guys you feel good about.
Yeah.
What about in season, John? You're going to have, I'm sure, IDP recap pod, right? Probably the utilization report. What do you got coming for the good folks at PFF?
Yeah, so I guess it'll be Monday, or I don't even know. I can't remember which day I'm recording. Yeah, Monday morning it'll be out. The IDP recap video from the week before. The IDP fantasy report will be out on Tuesday morning. We'll do an IDP start sit episode as well, and then of course IDP rankings every single week as well. So it's going to be busy. Lots of IDP content for sure over at PFF. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Love to see it.
Love that Zerman.
Iserman.
Yeah, Iserman.
goat.
Big,
Come on, Bob.
big fan.
Know your hockey.
Zerman, I
fan
like
of
that. I like
guy.
that better.
Yes,
Zerman.
sir, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Next episode, we will be, speaking of, I think you mentioned flag plants earlier. I'm just going to piggyback off that from about 30 minutes ago. We'll be doing our 2025 IDP flag plans. And then from there, folks, yeah, Adam's going to have 45 mini flags.
Hey.
He's going to unleash, so just a great batting average. But then we'll be on to the season, folks. We will be doing a weekly recap here in the Sode Shack. The IDP Show draft kit is $5 a month or $50 for the year. We put out our content schedule for the upcoming season. We're going to have projections. We're going to have a new start-sit tool on the website, free to use, pulled from Mike's projections. So make sure you check that out as well. We'll have the preview with the after show. Adam, you'll be on IDP Bets this Friday with Johnny the Greek.
right.
Looking at some season-long props. That should be fun.
Make some money.
Go make some money.
Got it all.
Got a murderer's row lined up. We got Scott Bogman week 1, tackle box props week 2, and Justin Varnes week 3. So make sure you tune in, folks. It's going to be fun. Live streamed every Friday night. Get your bets in. And that'll be through the website. So if you want to just grab the bets and go make some money, you can do that. So make sure you check that out. But John, thank you again, my friend. We'll have you back on during the season to talk some ball with us.
I appreciate it, you guys. And yeah, thank you for having me. And I'll be back anytime you ask me to. So can't thank you enough.
All right, y'all. Enjoy. We got one more week of preseason. Then we are on to the regular season. So enjoy it. College football's back this week. Enjoy that too. And until next time, y'all take care, and we'll see you soon.
It's the IDP show. Now you